Recently I was searching through my old files and something caught my attention. It was some of my video clips that was like for 15 years ago. You know, when I was 10 years old, I used to make video clips and I used dolls as the actors of that story. I used to film them with either this and sometimes this. And as you might guess, they were all horrible and dumb. But one specific dumb video really caught my attention. It was called Dark, and it was actually 2 episodes and each one was 25 minutes. So I watched the whole thing and then said to myself, why shouldn't I just remake this video clip with a 3D animation using Blender software? And that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. First, we're going to have a really fast time lapse of the process of making that 3D animated short, which will include environment modeling, character design, rigging, animation, and also rendering, and then we're going to see the final result. But before everything, let's have a quick look at the story and the original footage of that video. The start of the video is our main character who is levitating on air, with a horrible opera background music that I'm performing with my mouth, which is an absolute noisy and ear-splitting. But suddenly the main character falls inside a dark room. He sees other people that are sitting in that room, and then they wake up an old guy with a big chunk of white beard, which I made it back then with taping a bit of cotton on the doll's face. The guy seems like he's the old experienced guy, and he says, "Oh, and you're a prisoner." And guess what is the first thing this old experienced guy says to our main character? "You look at my beard. When I got here, it wasn't white. It was black." And I mean, I don't know how epic I felt back then when I said that line. But anyways, he starts to talk about how bad this place is. Eventually, they are in a prison that is inside a jungle called Solo. I'm not actually sure if it's Solo, because a few minutes after that, the old guy says that they are in a jungle called Tegiro. And the reason is that, you know, it was all improvised. And I remember that when I was filming this video clip, I was just making up the story in between the filming of that video clip. So that's it. And also I was 10 years old, so that makes sense. He also says that the prison is dangerous, and he says that a lot, like 4 or 5 times. He says that this place is really dangerous, and you know, he just wanted to make sure to give a warm welcome to our new prisoner. That would be a great way to do that. He also says that the jail keepers feed them only once a day, and they give them only 15 minutes of time, and after that they have to work for the rest of the day. And he insists that if they don't work hard, they will be beheaded. And one other guy in the room actually says that if they see no need for you, they will sell your guts, like literally. You know, in between all those valuable parts, they only care about guts. I mean, I don't know how, but somehow they are obsessed with guts. He also mentions that only one person have managed to escape from this place, but he was supposed to give them a signal from a mountain far away, but he didn't, so probably he didn't make it. Again, the old guy says how terrible this place is and how he can never escape from this place and how doomed he is. And the fun and dumb part of this video clip is that whenever he says something terrible about the jail, I got a close shot for every character and I played that, you know, miserable and horrible opera style song with my mouth again, and it happens a lot. I mean, in between each sentence that can be even a bit dark, I get those shots for every character in that room. Everyone. I didn't miss even one person, and I just repeated that with that horrible music. And you might say, why don't you play the original sound so we listen to it? I mean, no, I'm not going to do that because it's horrible. It's a 10 years old voice, which is horrible. So the old man says all of those things, and suddenly in the middle of the conversation, he just says, "I'm going to sleep." I mean, imagine making somebody shit his pants at the first, I don't know, 2 minutes of his arrival at that jail, and then he's just like, okay, I'm gonna sleep. Then the main character, which probably haven't had enough of that guy's words, asks another person about the jail, and the other person again says how terrible this place and how dangerous this place is, the main character also sees a jail guard, which is scary. Okay, and then our main character goes to sleep, and then he wakes up at the morning and he get to that 15-minute lunchtime that we mentioned. So he goes to the main hall of the jail and sees that all the inmates of that prison are just climbing each other so that they could reach the meal that is, served, which I think served is not really good word for this, because they just throw the meal on the center of the jail. And we also get to see the prison's boss, which is a crow. And he even sees the old guy, but this time without his beard. I mean, he was flexing his beard all night, but suddenly he just shaved it. And the main character actually asks him, and he just replies, "It is none of your business." And the story just goes on. So, as I said, there was actually 2 video clips, and the things that we discussed is for the first half of the first clip. Now we're going to head for the process of making the animation. So as we said, we're going to use Blender for this 3D remake. Okay, so first we're going to do the modeling for the environment of our animation, which includes the cell and the jail main hall. I created the jail. I just tried to, make the walls of the jail a bit, old or something. I added some pillows, and then I just made a doorway to the main hall. And the main hall itself, I made other entrances. I did some coloring and stuff, and some stands for the jail boss. The dish, I guess, for the main hall, which every prisoner would feast on that, on top of each other, perhaps. After that, we head for character modeling. I started creating all the characters, and I tried to make them similar to the dolls themselves in the videos. So I searched my closet, and eventually I found all of them. I tried to model them. And also I tried to, give them that furry effect. I just wanted to make them look more like a doll. And I think it's cool. It's a bit too furry, I guess. I mean, like maybe too much, but I actually liked it. I mean, I could have just easily reduced that, but it's cool. So I make all of these characters. I made 6 character designs, 1 for the main character, 1 for the old guy, the jail boss assistant, or the one who beats people, a jail guard, and also an NPC, which I actually duplicated that character a lot because, it was actually really hard to, make like 15 kind of characters to make the jail crowded, because that would take so much time. These characters you see, they already took a big amount of time. And after that, I just did the rigging. I just gave them all a skeleton and they were ready to go. Animation. And that part absolutely took a lot of time. I made the animation for different scenes that we talked about, and as I said, I just tried to change some things with the original footage that we saw, and I tried my best, a little bit of time saving. It had 1500 frames, which is a really beautiful gift to your computer's GPU. It will be absolutely happy. And one fun thing that happened is that one night I was working on the animation and suddenly I just fell asleep. And the screen recorder was on and it was recording 8 hours of nothing, just pure emptiness. the voice acting, the mighty voice acting. You know, I don't know anything about voice acting at all. I'm not even a native English speaker, and also my voice isn't even good. So yeah, that might be not the hardest, but perhaps one of the hardest ones. It doesn't really take you much time to record that voice acting, but it has consequences because they may absolutely be weird and dumb. I mean, I tried my best. Not my best, but you know. So I rendered the animation, I did some edits and compositions inside Premiere Pro, and eventually it was ready. So that is the 3D remake of Dark. Oh, a new prisoner. Don't you worry, you have too much time thinking about escape. You look at me. When I got here, my beard was black. Now, look at its color. I'm the oldest one here, so I'm the one who's gonna tell you the rules. You have 15 minutes for lunchtime each day. You miss that, you're going to starve till tomorrow. And then you should work. You should work hard. You should work good. Unless you will lose your head. I wouldn't try escaping from that part if I was you. The height is just too much for you to jump. And be careful, this prison is dangerous. It is scary. Why did you shave your beard? It is none of your business. Thank you for watching this video. As I said, this was only a part of that video clip. If this video gets 500 likes, I would make an episode 2 and I will remake another part of that video clip into a 3D animation. So don't forget to like this video if you really enjoyed it, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I upload cool 3D animations with Blender.